Hello, in this video I will show you how to put together this Love Truck box card, which is an SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So this is the truck we're going to make. It's folds flat, but lots of hearts. It will fit into an A7. It's almost 5 by 7. I didn't make a specialty envelope because it can be fit into a A7, and if you don't have one, we have our basic envelope set has an SVG file with it in it, and that's free. Okay, so I didn't put you'll see that there's hearts on the side, that kind of thing. And I'll explain that in a minute. So let me put that aside. So it's kind of a fun card, and especially if you make it a little bit more masculine color, if you have a beau or, husband, whatever. So I'm not really, believe it or not, I'm not a fond of pink with red, but I do like how this came out. So for me, that's saying a lot, because I'm not a proponent of having pink with red. That's just me. And you can see that I have a little, it comes with 3 print-to-cut or printable stains, or a blank one as well. So I'm going to use I Am Yours with the one we're doing, but it's Be Mine, I Love You, and I'm Yours. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aside because I know we're going to use this. So here are the inserts, and here are the actual card pieces. So we're going to do the detail work and then put it together. So we'll start laying it together. But all these blue pieces, there's 2 of these pieces, one's for the front and one's for the back. And then the bumper and a place to put a sentiment on the back of the card. So we're going to go ahead and do the inserts first. So I'm going to just fold these back. If you hear bells, it's just because I have dogs in here. So this is embellishable with all the little items. So the mirrors, the license plate, so I already glued that together. I just centered that white piece on there. So let me go ahead and dump that. So I'm just getting the hearts for now. So there's the wheels, and so we'll cover the other pieces shortly. So let's take this one right here. And what we need are the 3 little hearts that are shaped like this. So there's 3 hearts like this. And I think I'm just going to ink the edges of these. I didn't do it previously. Usually I do, but let's just give it more definition when we layer it because the colors are close together. This is Cherry and Crimson from American Crafts cardstock. So I ended up inking all the lighter color ones, just a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's going to be much, but it does create dimension. So we're just going to take those 3 and put it like that. So we're going to put them right here. You could put glue on the back of the hearts if you want, but I'm just eyeballing, just making sure I don't go too far down so I miss the point. I don't want glue to show. So just match it up. So it's just alternating to give it a little bit of dimension with different colors. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and see this right here. We're going to have this heart go over this and that go under. So it doesn't matter which one you want, but you can always just place it on there to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to put this one down first. Make sure it's lined up. And then I'm going to put this one right there so it overlaps. So you can just dry fit everything and see how you like it. It's up to you. So that overlaps that. Just making sure. And then we'll put these little ones over. Again, if you're worried about potentially not getting glue in the right places, just put the glue on the back of the heart. Then this one. And then there's one more on the left. Fortunately, these are all matching size. So these are all the same size. These two are the same size, and these two are the same size. So had to try to make it simpler so you didn't have to like find the right size. At first I was going to do all these different shaped hearts, and I was like, it's probably not an easy, you don't want it to be too hard to put together. You know, you have to balance the, does it look good versus is it too hard to put together. So those are the two inserts, super easy. Then we have these pieces. So there's really the only layering you need to do for these to get these ready are the white piece on the license plate, and then the little red pieces in the middle of the metallic for the back lights, unless you're going to use something like rhinestones. And I already embossed these little tires. So one side's flat, just if you look at it, the bottom is flat and the top has a curve, so you know which part is the bottom, what's the top. So the curve is the top. So let's go ahead and get this front piece. So we don't need this right now. Let's go ahead and actually let's go ahead and put these on real quick. They're both the same size. And one's going to go on the back of the other one like that. But I'm going to call this, I'll do this the front. So all I'm going to do is either add a little glue to the back of the mirror, pop it down, just center it, or you could always just add glue to the piece. Just make sure you don't go too wide with the glue. And just, so I did a little bit right there. I always have a little wet, damp paper towel to clean my fingers or to clean up a little bit of excess glue. So that's done. Let's go ahead and get the back of this. First thing you can do is to put make sure it's folded, and then go ahead and put the tires on. Just fit them in, just make sure that you put the flat part down. And I embossed this with the tire tread embossing folder from Cuttlebug. Unfortunately, they no longer make them, but it's great to have on hand. I don't know if there's anybody currently that makes them. It's hard to find masculine designs. So the next one we're going to put down is this one. So we're not going to do it yet because we need it folded before we do that, because all this is going to be too hard to fold. So what we're going to do is put the inserts in, and then we'll add the rest. So we won't even put these on yet because you can't put them on yet. Okay, so let's get the inserts and this part of the card. So we want this to be right here, so we have to glue it on there. So we're just going to add glue to this side tab, you're going to line it up towards the bottom here. So start at the bottom, line it up the edge along the tab fold, not over it. Just line it up with that tab fold. And you could glue it on the outside, but I think this is easier to glue. Some people might want to do it on the outside, and it'll be covered, if you do put the tab on this side, it'd be covered by that back panel completely. So, and the reason I didn't put tires back here is that if you don't get this quite right, this is a bigger, it's just to help balance the card. So as you can see, you can't even see it when the card's open. You just see the tires in the front. So it's just because I've done a couple trucks now, even though I do them slightly different every time, because I want you to be able to use the cards for other things if you want to, because you can just go ahead and slice off this and put your own thing on there. So, or slice, whatever you do, whatever your program is either subtract or slice. Cricut, slice, subtract, most other softwares. So now we have that glued. Before we close it up, we want to put in the inserts. So I'm gonna, well, let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you where you're gonna put it. Before I do it, I want to show you how it's gonna go. So if this lines up right here, let me put them both there. I'm just putting them in front of each other so you can see where you're going to place them. So you're just going to line it up right there. So what that means is we're going to do the front one first. Oh, I'm sorry, the back one. So there's the front upside down. So that's the front. See where it folds right there? We're going to go ahead and glue it right there. So I'm going to add glue to this top tab here. Just making sure I get close to the edge here. Now if it's a little bit to the left, you kind of want to get as close as possible to that fold right there. Right here. But we want it to be straight, so before it dries, I'm just kind of eyeballing it to make sure that it's straight. So I flipped it over and I could just see that it's the same edge up here. So that's good. So I'm going to do this a little differently. Usually I pull it forward, but we can just go like this. So put it right next to this. So fold them back. I don't know why I haven't been doing my cards like that before, but I know why I haven't, but I'm going as high as possible because it has a little slight angle on it. And I can see here, I want it to be a little higher. So if I flip it over, it's just a little higher. So you could go a little higher, a little lower, and that would be fine, but you can kind of see it straight across. So you see those two? Because we're just trying to get an effect like that. It's a little bit high, but only I would know that. So when it's like this, we're going to have to fold it over and glue it flat like that. You can see that. So the easiest way that I found, and it was a little bit crooked, I didn't get that top straight, but I'll show you how I can straighten it out. I'm going to add glue to both tabs at once. You might hear my dog whining because she thinks it's time for her evening meal. I can't say the word. So that's going to go over like that. I'm just folding them down. I'm just correcting because it's not very straight. So I'm just straightening them out. can see. So once you get those in place, we're going to go ahead and fold this over. So that I'm gluing that tab on the inside to close it up. So we just have to add the front and all the little details. So when you glue this on, so this next thing is going to go on, the thing with the curved sides, you want to add glue to this, not to the back of this. So we're only going to add glue down here to the bottom edge of that, before the actual card, not the tires. You don't want to add glue to the tires. So these two right here are going to line up right there. This is the reason why we have to do it on the card. Try to make it easy to put this back part on. Then the next part will be this, and these little corners right here will line up with that corner and that corner. So you can, it's helping to center it. And it lines up on the bottom. So line it up in the left corner, I would say. Choose one of them, right or left. And then the bottom. Then these, oops, let's do this one first. Then we'll put this up there. So I inked the edges of this to give it dimension. So this is the back edge of the bed of the truck. So there we go. Much better. So you can see it's coming together. So I accidentally put the lights on first, so there's a little bit of ripping, but I'm going to cover that. We need to put the bumper on, and then the lights. So you could add to the back of the bumper, or I just know I have enough space to put it there, so it goes all the way across here. Fits in that bottom part. And then we can add the lights wherever you feel like adding them. I'm just going to put them right in there. You can overlap it if you want. Then we go ahead and can add this and the sentiment and the license plate. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little foam tape to the back of the license plate. So I'm just centering this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back piece on. And it just is just so it's textured on the back as well. But if you don't care, then, and you make this more than once, you can always omit it if you have solid core paper. Or you like, if you have a white back paper and you wanted to have white on the back. I mean, it's up to you. I do it because I think it looks better all the way around. But everybody has their preferences, and maybe you don't have a lot of paper you want to use for this. Got that as close as possible. Then after I glued those together, I was using this ink to edge some of the items, so I just was doing that top piece. So you can put those side, if you want to use side panels, you can find them in the extra stuff folder and print them out, and you can put like a little pattern paper, or you could take make it of the same color and maybe emboss the side. That's up to you. So here's the finished truck. It colors are a little bit off in the video, but you'll see pictures. You saw a different picture. So it flattens to fit into an A7 card. Again, you can have the optional side panels, or maybe put hearts that were cut out, extra hearts. I hope you enjoyed this project. Again, if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching.